Isn't this all a bit much? Any decent lunatic would have quit after Mexico.
Jetstream Sam.
I heard you dropped the lab director in half. Old habits die hard, eh, Jack? But now here you are. The child soldier, fighting for the children. Please. What do you really expect to accomplish here? Play savior to a bunch of brains? And what? Earn a medal? Think about it, Jack. No matter how many Mexican kids we've got, or Africans we bury, the first world looks away. No one gives a shit. Not the media, not the politicians, certainly not the average Joe. Too busy fretting over money, or sex, religion, fame. But you're a man on a mission, aren't you? Gonna fix everything. Just you and your little sword there. Solve everything with violence. Is that it?
My sword is a means to an end. To protect those you'd prey on.
Really? Let me ask you. All those cyborgs you've killed up to now, maybe they weren't kids, but they were people. You ever think about them? When you're chopping them into hamburger?
They're adults. They made their choice.
Sure they're adults. Sure they signed up for this. Right on the dotted line of their BMC contract. Usually they're no strangers to war. In fact, many times they already lost a limb or two. Many times they were out of work and starving on the street. So yes, they sign up for surgery to fight God knows where. How else would you provide for your family when your country's embroiled in civil war? Pain receptors shut down, pumped full of fear-inhibiting nanomachines and sent right into the blender? Your blender? But they made their choice, right? Open your eye and see, Raiden.
I've seen plenty.
Then listen. Those battlefield emotions that the nanos suppress. Listen to them.
What are you talking about?
Shh.
There he is! Kill him! Can we take him? What's wrong? The way he killed all the others? Oh God. Please God, don't let me die. Let's do this! This isn't fair. Little punk.
Listen closely now.
Die! This life. I watched my wife and son die. This is all I had left. You ain't shit! Goddamn IED took my leg. I needed a job. Stop! I didn't know what I was signing up for.
Is something the matter, Raiden?
I've nearly saved enough to bring Mama to the States. Finish him off! Whatever it takes to be free of this torture. Stop it!
So obviously this battle is going to be a little bit different. We're going to have their thoughts kind of flowing at us. So since Raiden's having a little bit of trouble here, I think we're going to actually take this battle slightly differently. First off, I want to get this RPG guy, though. So what we're going to be doing, you'll probably see. I'll explain this when we're done.
I'll still kick your ass! I'll still kick your ass! KJ!
There's no reason for me to be here.
You'll pay for that! Get some! Not dead yet!
So yeah, you can see you can actually just basically chop off their legs so they can't pursue you. And if you do that with everyone in the battle, you actually get a no kills bonus, which is something I bet a lot of you have probably never seen.
Raiden, are you injured?
I thought they had a choice. A fair choice. Not like you.
People are different.
As opposed to AIs? You're all the same, huh? You and your brothers. Manipulating mankind for our own good.
It appears my statement has upset you. I apologize.
No, it's... I know you're right.
As for AIs, we adapt as we learn. Just as any intellect operates, man or machine. Altering the course of mankind is not among my defined directives.
I guess that's a relief.
Samuel's behavior does not match established parameters.
You know him?
Affirmative. We served together on 3 previous missions. He proved most capable.
You think highly of him?
I have always found him dependable. Until now. Scouting data for the next area. I'll patrol ahead. You follow. Raiden, your current emotional state appears highly volatile. I am sure you do not intend to abort the mission, but I suggest you avoid combat for the time being.
Yeah, so there's the no kills bonus. You can do that with basically any battle that has human cyborgs in it. Obviously, UGs, you can't really, like, kill or not kill, so, you know, they're kind of exempt from that, but... the problem with getting the no kills bonus, if you chain it like along with the no damage bonus, you'll probably get an S, but otherwise, you know, you're giving up like your Zendatsus, you're giving up your kills, so you're probably also giving up your combos and stuff, just trying to take people out non-lethally, so it's probably gonna really affect your rank in a negative way, and yeah, so that's generally why I won't be going for it, but I just thought it'd be appropriate to kind of show it there. And obviously you can see here Raiden's been pretty deeply hit by the stuff he was hearing that Sam enabled us to hear somehow. So we're in a very emotionally unstable state, and we're kind of walking really slow. There's not a lot we can do. So we're basically just avoiding combat. One really annoying thing is if you're trying to go for getting S ranks on all the chapters, this is actually a ranked fight. You have to like sneak up behind people and use an ability that we actually don't have yet in order to get an S rank on this. So that gets a little bit cheap, which is again another reason why I'm not really fond of the ranking system at the end of the day. But you can pretty much just sneak by following the path that I use there. Their vision is tuned down quite a bit, I think. They have a really low chance of seeing you, so if we just kind of go around the outside, you know, that'll give us a chance to get through undetected. These guys, on the other hand, we don't really have much of a choice. You'll also see how pitiful we are in combat now.
Nice try!
I know, Jack. I know. Not so black and white now, is it? Is your cause just? Or is that just what you tell yourself? Fuck you.
How pleased you are to chop away, Jack the Ripper. My name is Monsoon, of the Winds of Destruction.
Yeah. I guessed as much.
Feasting on the insides of your enemies? How easily you ignore the loss of life when it suits your convenience. So tell me, who saves the weak from the man who saves the weak?
You're the ones exploiting them. You take advantage of their weakness. Of course they get hurt when you set them up as your human shield.
Kill or be killed, Jack. Phnom Penh taught me that. Yes, you aren't the only one to grow up on the killing fields. War is a cruel parent, but an effective teacher. Its final lesson is carved deep in my psyche. That this world and all its people are diseased. Free will is a myth. Religion is a joke. We're all pawns, controlled by something greater. Memes. The DNA of the soul. They shape our world. They are the culture. They are everything we pass on. Expose someone to anger long enough, they learn to hate. They become a carrier. Envy, greed, despair, all memes, all passed on. How about full of shit?
Is that a meme?
You can't fight nature, Jack. Wind blows, rain falls, and the strong prey upon the weak. Ugh. Sam tells me you see your weapon as a tool. Something that saves lives, a means of justice. Now there's a pretty meme. Exquisite. It's spared you the burden of all the lives you've taken. Absolved you of guilt when you enjoyed it. That is until the illusion was broken. Don't be ashamed. It's only nature running its course. You have no choices to make, nothing to answer for. You can die with a clear conscience.
You're right. About me, I mean. I knew something was off. After the Patriots, I thought I could walk off the battlefield and into a normal life. But here I am, surrounded by death, arguing philosophy with terrorists. I told myself this was about justice, about protecting the weak. But I was wrong.
Then you admit it.
I learned young that killing your enemies felt good. Really good. In America, my friends, my family, they helped me forget the devil inside. But who am I kidding? I was born to kill! The bit about my sword, that means of justice stuff, I guess I needed something to keep the Ripper in check when I was knee-deep in bodies.
You?
But you, all this, is a wake-up call to what I really believe. What I really am.
What are you saying?
I'm saying Jack is back. Doctor, turn off my pain inhibitors.
What? This is madness. You...
Do it!
All right.
Pain. This is why I fight. This is my normal. My nature.
You've lost your mind.
Who's next?
I'll take this dance. No, Sam. Report back to the chief. He's mine.
You're the boss.
I misjudged you. You are like us after all.
Now you're just being nasty. That nickname you love so much. Want to know how I got it? Actually, why don't I give you a demonstration? I think it's time for Jack to let her rip.
And now we fight Monsoon. First off, he's got super fast combos. He's super good with those sai that he's wielding. He'll also do this, drop smoke grenades. During this, your only focus is to parry his attacks. He'll come up and strike you once from varying directions, just parry in the correct direction. It gets kind of rough when you're up against a wall or something and you can't quite see what's going on. He'll usually finish it with a full combo. Otherwise, you want to stay locked on as much as possible. During that, you can either you can either parry it or just dodge out of the way. Also, you want to make sure to get rid of his kick attacks. We're not doing the greatest, but as you can see, getting hit 1 or 2 times by some of his attacks really isn't that big of a deal. We're still fairly good as far as health. And that can be really tricky. You just really have to learn how to parry quickly. Probably the hardest part about it is that you have to reset the left stick each time. So, you kind of just have to get used to that. Wow, okay, that was pretty close. That attack will knock you up into the air and kind of start a chain that you can get out of if you have aerial parry, but it can be tough sometimes. Alright, so now he's starting his next phase. Whenever he turns purple, he's kind of got his little magnetism stuff active. And he's going to start throwing stuff at us. It's going to start out very simple, but this is going to be repeated multiple times throughout the fight, getting harder each time. The good thing about this, though, is that whenever you cut things up, they will usually drop stuff. Oftentimes repair nano paste, sometimes EMP grenades, which are actually going to be useful after this section, which we'll get to in literally just a second. So whenever he falls down, you can see he's still got his purple active. That means we're going to want to actually get out our EM grenades. This is by far the easiest way to do this. You won't see most of his attacks in this form if you do it correctly. You just want to stun him with an EM grenade. That's when tapping the L2 button instead of holding it down to throw is actually quite useful, because you can just get a shot off straight away, and that'll put him back into his original form where he has mostly the same stuff. And then once you kind of get this form down, that's about all you really need to know. That attack, again, like I said, can get you into a chain. Thankfully, you want to avoid it if possible. You can also knock him back. It can be tough, though. He doesn't get stunned very often. So now we're going to repeat this whole phase again. And you can see we've already got him down pretty far. And then obviously, you just got to start throwing more and more of these things. So we're going to use this chance. See, we got a couple of EM grenades there, so we're back up. And at this point, I think he's going to send one high on us. Yeah, this one right here. You want to definitely make sure to use vertical slices, otherwise you won't be able to reach it. And then other than that, he's going to drop down again. So just throw another EM grenade, and then repeat the process. If you miss his head, he'll kind of like dodge out of the way. You'll get 3 shots before you get kicked out of blade mode. So this time he's got into his magnetism form again, but we're going to have a little bit of a scene here, so you can't get him out of it with an EM grenade before this happens. Now with this one, most people think you just want to run away from this, but you can actually parry it. If you parry it a second time, you'll get a chance to go into blade mode, and then cut this thing to pieces. You can just run from side to side to avoid it. It does take a lot longer. Also, you actually have infinite blade mode, as you may be able to tell by our fuel cells. At this point, we pretty much have to deal with his attack, as you can't like knock him out of it before he throws this at you. If you can parry these, you can disable them. By the time the legs come, you can dodge out of the way. Then at this point, you can throw the EM grenade. He'll usually just kind of walk into it. There we go, that time it worked. Otherwise, you can actually counter his combo, which is pretty tough. But if you do that, you'll also get a chance to go into blade mode and send it back into the normal form. And also, once he starts doing this, when he gets lower on health, he actually goes quite a bit faster.
So this is just terrifying true form. Magnetic power! You lost this one! This one got me! I'll put you under, weakling. Now what will you do? Check, Ripper. You're dead. Bullseye. Go and shoot.
Don't be ashamed. It's only nature running its course. Your means end here.
No, I passed one to you. Sure as the sun will rise. return to the earth. Wind blows, rain falls. The strong prey on the weak. All is as it should be.
Raiden?
I'm fine, Kevin. Relax. I'll get the brains. I don't want this for anyone else.
All right, man.
Later.
And that does it for File RO3. I tell you what, the Monsoon boss fight, the first time I played this, I mean, obviously the Ray fight, you know, really gets you hooked on it. You're like, oh my gosh, this game is awesome. And then you kind of, you know, slosh around in the sewers for a while, and then I got to this part and it's just like my interest in it was just like immediately renewed tenfold. I love that boss fight. The music that goes with it is awesome. It's called The Stains of Time. And Monsoon is an interesting character. It's too bad you don't really see more of him before this, and, you know, now he's dead, so you won't see more of him after it, but it's definitely, it's probably one of my favorite boss fights in the game. I mean, it ranks right up there, so. You can see we got a C overall in the chapter. I only got one. For some reason, it gives me a C at the end, which I think that's the Monsoon ranking, which you clearly saw was an S, so I don't know why it does that. But, you know, whatever. So we also skipped a lot of rank fights, which kind of hurt us a little bit. But let's go ahead and get our final tally. You can see we didn't quite get a whole lot of BP in that chapter, but it should be enough to kind of, you know, get us our next set of upgrades. We're also going to unlock the Tactical Side Dystopia, which is kind of an interesting weapon, and also the high-frequency machete. I think this is a result of getting a certain number of left arms. I think we've collected like half of them or so, something like that. Maybe after 10, I don't really remember, but that gets unlocked there. Okay, so that's going to do it for File RO3, and next time we will move on to RO4, where we will take on World Marshal Headquarters. So until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.